Okay, graphing tangent. So we've graphed sine, we've graphed cosine, let's graph tangent. So tangent is a little weird. Sine and cosine were just like these beautiful waves. Tangent is not. So let's say we have y equals a tangent of b theta plus c. Well, a is we're just going to call it our fake amplitude. Like, we don't really have amplitudes here, okay? Yeah, tangent graphs don't have amplitudes. B is the number of cycles between 0 and pi, and it's used to find the period, and C is the vertical shift. Okay, so in this case, our first one, we don't have any A. Well, A is 1, B is 1, C is 0. So here, our period is pi over B instead of 2 pi over B. And the asymptote is the period times 1/2. Okay, so if we look at this, we have y equals 1 tangent of 1 theta plus 0. Well, that means that a equals 1, b equals 1, c equals 0. So our period is pi over 1, which is just pi. And our asymptote is pi times 1/2, which is pi over 2. So that's what I'm going to draw first is my asymptote. So I'm going to find pi over 2 on this graph, and I'm going to go draw a dotted line right there. Then I'm going to go back and find pi over 2 and draw a line there. Now that width right there is the width of a period, okay? Because pi over 2 plus pi over 2 is pi. So to find our other asymptotes, we can count how far apart these are. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So I'm going to go 4 more, and that's going to be the next one. Then 4 more in the other direction, that's going to be the next one. So sometimes that might be really, really big, and you could only fit one, or sometimes it'll be smaller, and you can fit less than one, okay? Or lots of them. Here, you always start at 0, and then the right side goes up, left side goes down. That's all I care about, okay? Right side up, left side down. And then that just repeats all along this graph. Okay, and you can find that middle point should just always be right in the middle of your asymptotes. Okay, we don't have an amplitude here, it's undefined. The period's pi over b. So this is all just kind of what we just talked about. So given y equals a tangent b theta, where theta is in radians, the period's pi over b. The asymptote is 1/2 times pi over b, which is multiples of pi over 2b. Okay? Let's look at this one. So 2 tangent of theta. So here our a is 1 and b is 1. Or a is 2, b is 1. So a doesn't matter. Period is pi over b, which is pi over 1, which is just pi. So then the asymptote here is the period times 1/2, so that's going to be pi times 1/2, which is pi over 1 times 1/2, which is pi over 2. So I'm going to find pi over 2, and I'm going to draw my asymptote. If I was given the left side, I would have, and I should have given you the left side of this. I don't know why I didn't. So if we had this, this would be pi over 2 right there. And notice how we went 2 there. I'm going to go 2 back here, and there's going to also be that line. Okay, so we just have to double that 2, and that's how far out we're going to go for this next one. So 2, double it, 4, 8. So 2, and then 4, 4. We can't go 4 more. Okay, right side up, left side down. Right side up, left side down. That's it. This one, 3 tangent 2 theta plus 1. A equals 3, b equals 2, c equals 1. So period is pi over b, which is pi over 2. Asymptote is period times 1/2, so pi over 2 times 1/2 is pi over 4. And the c equals 1 is our new axis. So I'm going to go up 1 and draw that new axis. I probably should have done that first, but c moves it up 1. Okay, and then pi over 4 is right there. Because if you think about this, this is really saying like 1/2. This is 1, so this would be a 1/4. This would be 3/4. Okay, which means I would also go back 1, so the width there is 2. So I'm going to go over 2, over 2, over 2, over 2, over 2. And I can't go over 2 more. You always start at that c value at that new axis, and then it just goes up and down. Okay. This one, so we have 4 tangent of theta over 2 plus 1. That's the same thing as 4 tangent of 1/2 theta plus 1. Rewrite that every time. Okay, it'll help you. So A equals 4, B equals 1/2, C equals 1. So period is pi over 1/2. That's the same thing as doing pi times 2, which would be 2 pi. Asymptote is 2 pi times 1/2, which would just be 2 pi over 2, which is pi. And then our new axis there, we're going to go up 1. So I'm going to go over to my asymptote, which is pi. Now notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps there, which means I would go 4 back also if I was given the left side of this, which means that total is going to be 8. So now I'm going to go 8 and draw that next asymptote. Put that point there, up and down, middle, up and down. Okay, remember to take the quiz. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.